He looks like he's biting it while she's caught in the fence. You being naughty, Raz? Alright. What I'm going to do here, this fence is going to go up 2200 high. But it's very soft going up there. They used a lot of wood chip at one point. So what I'm going to do is the wood chip, I'm going to dig it out, put a bit of firm material down. So you understand, this is my pond down there. There's the bridge I'm going to put over it one day. This is the fence line on where the flood comes through this way. And I'm going to put a little road going up the side here. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be calling this paddock 1, hill paddock 1, hill paddock 2, hill paddock 3, and there'll be 4. But you can see there's only 1 here. That's got to change. Eventually, this old bridge is going to be straightened up. I'm going to put it across this water here, just so we can get across it and play with it and all that type of junk. Okay, you can see I've been working on here. If you see the big tufty grasses up on the hill there, I don't know what they are. Yeah, sweetheart. Oh, he's very upset because hasn't got his boy, hasn't got his girlfriend anymore. Shush, 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 shush. His girlfriend's down there with the baby, Doncat. Now, what I've done, this whole pier has been cut out by some peanut, and I've been trying to straighten it back up. They dug it out and took it away. I'm trying to bring it up. Now the water runs off there instead of running back into the hill. That's how they did it. They had it running back into the hill. Big hole held water. Now it doesn't hold water, but it's still not the way it was meant to be. What I've done here, I did a little bit of changing of the ground because it was, like I said, it was been cut out too much, and that fence went down and up and down. I've been working on it. I should have filmed it from the beginning so you see what I was starting with. I might be able to find a video. If I do, or a clip, I'll show you what it looked like before. Now, all I'm doing now is trying to put the ground back the way it was. I scraped all this soil off the hill because I had that big tufty grass. And it's good for nothing except maybe him. Everything else doesn't want to chew on it much. Oh, goats eat it a bit. So anyway, I've got a few more tufts to go. I just yanked them out with a bobby, but this was just a mass of it, junk. So I removed all that, and I stripped it back. I put a bit of road base back on here, just so that I can work on it easier. It was a bit like it was undulating, and so I smoothed it. I got it level through. This end still needs to come up about another foot or so, and then it'll be right. And this here is all that stuff from there. I pushed it down here. What I'm going to do is put a light layer of soil over it after I roll it in a bit. I've rolled this, as you can see, and if you look really close, see the little blue stuff? Well, that's fertilizer over the seed. Yep. Now I'll get this establishing as quick as I can. I'll put the roller over it so it won't wash away so easily. And what we're going to do here, well, in case I forgot to tell you this, I'm going to put the fence like that right through to there. I'm going to put a gate allowing you to come into here, and then bit by bit as I get the posts, because they're very expensive, the ones I get, because they're basically power poles, and I'm going to replace them. Short term, I've got about 20 left. I'm going to run it through here. That'll take about 10, and then I'm going to do a couple this way because it's still under, it's all water there, and I'm going to put the big 5 metre ones in, because that means I'll have over 2.5 meters in the ground. That'll save if the flooding comes through. They'll be the stays that the I'm putting a cable across to the other side and putting in big posts there. And I'm going to run a cable across, right? And off that I'll hang the wire. It's basically a floodgate. Yeah. So what it'll do, the water will come through and the fence will lift up, then drop back down. Obviously I can't have deer in it when this is happening, because deer will run away. But the principle is my fence will not fail, it'll lift up. Touch wood. That's what they do out bush. Okay. There's a few trees here on the fence on the line. Obviously you can't have them there because they're right on the flood on the fence, and if they go over they'll just lift up the fence and you've wasted all your money. Anywho, and what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm actually growing them first. I've got them down bottom. I've got some beautiful shade trees to go here and in there, so that I'm going to put a little hut there, and a little hut here, and there, and one here and one there. So there'll be 4 huts in here, all close to each other. Oh, he's having a drink of water. Yep. And I'll have another one of those waterers in here as well. That's where the hose is for. That one there. And it'll hang out here. And so these are big trees. When they get bigger, they're big shade ones. They will cover over the top of the little huts, so they'll keep nice and cool. Yes, as it is now, they go up and get under these trees up along the hill here, and they also like to come down to here. So now, like you can see it better, we're in the where the paddock 3 is going to be, on the hill, which is the south side. We're looking down the length of my property. Now, the other side of this water is where I just did a road through and put a big fence up through there. And if you look over it, it's into my orchard, and then into the other citrus orchard, where all my chooks are. Anywho, I will move on and we'll show you the rest as we progress. Okay, so I cleaned through here, got a few holes in the fences, removed the big trees on the fence line. This one's here just shattered. It was an old stump and they had regrowth off it. This one here, these 2, 3 on the fence here, they're next. I think it was leaning over the fence line. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5. And this one here, that's 6. Yeah, it's pain, but it's what happens. Put a couple of posts in already. Now we're just dropping the gateway in. That's the critical one, because if you don't get it exactly right, you have a jammed gate or a big gap. In you go, boy. In you go. That's it. You can do it. We're pretty lazy. We just wobble it round till it falls in the hole. I've marked the post at the bottom to the heights I want it to be. And yes. What have we done so far? We put in those 3 there. That's the gateway. There's the one on the corner on the main line up and down. It's a support. We'll put braces across. Put 3 in up there. The top one and the fence will be a support, and the others just hanging there. Put them about 5 metres up, or was it 6 metres apart? No, sorry, say that again. Yeah, 6 metres apart on an internal fence. I do it 3 metres on the outside. That fence there is about 4 metres. I'll make it closer. This post here, 4.3 meters. I am sinking in the ground. I'm leaving 2200 out, and the rest will be in the ground. So I've got to basically sink that whole shaft and arm and everything in the hole. As you can see here, I've had a few big logs that were on the fence line. I grubbed them out with the excavator. That way I don't have to worry about roots in the ground and shoots springing off. So they were right on the fence line here. Because it left such a big hole, because when you pull the roots out, there's a big hole, I had to put a pile of soil in the hole, road base in the hole, and then put the soil on top and pack it down, because I don't want it turning into one big quicksand. Because you can imagine if you just put loose soil in the hole, such a big hole, it would turn into slop when the water come down. So I put road base down in the hole, clay, and I pack it down with the excavator. Then I put another foot of soil or compound in, material in the hole, and pack it down. And I kept doing that till it was full. So now it's back to like ground again. It is, and it doesn't get wet spots. Just down there, I used straight soil, even though I packed it, and it turned to a big wet spot. So you've got to put a bit of road base down in the bottom of it, a bit of clay, a bit of firmer material rather than just soil. You've got to go down to it, loses those pins. About there. I just gave it a bit of a smooth up. All the posts are in. Look at that. All the posts are in. Bit of a sweep around the posts. I'm not doing anything here yet. I've got that big leaning over one I've got to worry about up there. Anyway, looking good.
Yeah, just so you understand, this is needs to be seeded, otherwise you'll have erosion. And I'm just going to go all over it with a bit of kaiky seed and a bit of ryegrass, and just sprinkle it all over it and make it all nice and pretty to finish it off. Just keep an eye on me, and when I'm finished we'll move on to the next project.
Okay, down there, 4 wires at the top, 1800 meshed wire at the bottom, ring lock, with 3 wires supporting it. So at the bottom is a wire, 600 is a wire, 600 is a wire, 600 at the top is a wire. That does the 1800. I'm just doing it here now, stringing them. I like to start at the top first. That way you don't tangle yourself. You go from the bottom, you get things caught everywhere. Anyway, they're just sitting there at the moment. I haven't pulled them up real tight. But yeah, okay. Because it's on a corner post, I put a 100 by 100 square block timber up against the other one, and I nailed it, or screwed it into the other timber on the other side of the fence. I'm going to be wrapping these wires around it, and that helps keep it tight. And because I want to make it easier, I put that meshed wire in behind that timber going down, so that it's a lot more firm and neater. And then I'll pull it out. A bit awkward getting over it, but you can probably see it there going round behind it now. I fasten it up against it. So, I've run the 4 wires at the top on this fence. You've got the 4 wires up there, and I got one down low, down there, and one up there. And the reason being, low animals like goats love to rub. And the other one stops the cows when they rub, or the donkey, or whatever like that. All right. And I just hung the gate down there. My son Jamie's putting a couple of brackets in so they can clip it closed.
This tree is right on the fence line. If I didn't remove it, I'd end up with all my deer escaping when the tree blew over. It was leaning over a poor old fence. Anyway, sometimes something has to go to make something better.
Going. Just see if it'll break. I'll come back a little bit. Here we go. Now sometimes they don't hit against trees. There's a few things you can do. That is one of them. Reverse back until she drops out of the tree. Caught my head on the camera. Bucket around it. There you go.
It's only a little 8-tonner and it's a big tree, but it can get it down still. It's quite surprising.
Okay, from all the way down from the gate, actually a bit past the gate, all the way up to the top corner fence of paddock 3, I've done in 2.2 meters. I've removed all the trees on the fence line. So gee, there was a lot. And the ones are about a metre in or so that was leaning over. They're the type of leading into my yard, so I don't want to lose my fence. Left the trees sitting over there so I can use the timber, or not me, the neighbour is. He's got to cut all the timber off and he's got to mill it. So wonderful. All right. As you see here, what I did, because I had put a hard base under the ground there, I dug it out, the dirt out of the way, put a hard base down because it was very soft there. See, this had a lot of wood chip dumped on it and it turned to soil, but very fluffy. So I dug the trench, took the soil out, and basically turned the top metre of, top foot of soil over and put it down, and I fixed up the ground level so it looks more even, because a bit of a dish there where water's been, when the council did their trenches, they didn't do a very good job alongside the road, and all come washing through here. They've since fixed it up, but you can see there it's washed a gully right out. So I put dirt into it, fixed it up as much as I can in here, and as we get the chance, we'll try and fix it up in there when we get some material. I've now seeded it all, and I've put dynamic lifter and grass, what do you call it, food in the paddock. Now I spread it all over after leveling the ground out. Now my son's rolling it and compressing it all down so it doesn't wash away. That should make it pretty good. What I'm going to do down the track, I'm going to put together actually a video on how to build a fence. Just a simple one, a few minutes long, breaking down the way I do it, and how professionals do it, because I know a few professional breeders here, and they don't go to the trouble I do. But they don't have flooding problems either. Okay, moving on. Well, viewers, just coming into the yard here. This is paddock 3 up here on the top. This is paddock 4. I put that wire right through there, fenced it off, it's all done. I put in this paddock, in paddock 3, I put you see a little pen there, and there's another little pen over there. Look at this, what's going on here? What are you doing? Raz, what are you doing? Is she? Oh, it's caught in the fence. I see, and it's been giving it a hard time. I'm gonna have to go and get it out of the fence. Let's go and get it done. Raz tends to be a bit of a bully, and I've noticed for to keep himself from being bored, he picks on animals. Now, he looks like he's biting it while she's caught in the fence. You being naughty, Raz? Alright. Now, this wire is very small. Oh, well. That'll teach it a lesson. Don't get your head caught in the wire. That wire is very small, and I managed to get its horns caught in it. Wow. Oh, while I'm here, as I was trying to show you before, see that little pen there? Put all the wood chip in there, put the posts around it. The reason it's made so solid, it's got to be there for a long time. And I'm putting some big couple of small trees that will grow lovely and big broad ones. The ones that put a great big shade over. Forget what they're called, there's 2 of them. One's purple and one's red. Once they're done, hello, once they're done, I will, oh, a bit puffed. Once that's done, I will turn around and might even get myself one called what's it called? It's a fig tree. Moreton Bay fig. Again, a big shade tree. Just so you understand what I've done, from the very bottom here, I haven't done this part yet because that gets a bit too wet down there, and I'm waiting for it to dry out. Once it's dried out, I will finish it. But having said that, I've gone from there all the way to the top of my property, put all this fencing in, planted grass along here and here, but it's not going too well now because it's winter here. Up along the back there, I repaired all the corner, it was low, cleaned it on the other side so I can got all the rubbish off the fence line,
and I put 4 strainer wires on the top. So it's 2200 high there, all completely contained. All this pen here is completely contained now. That pen over there and that pen there, all of them are at 2200 high, which is fantastic. Now, I've been resting these 2 paddocks here so that the worms die out of here, and also get this chance to grow. It's a little bit of green pick on here, not enough yet. I might have to put some sprinklers on because it's pretty dry at the moment. It's not raining, and our minya, whatever it's called, has left. So now we're going to have the nasty one. I get it always confused with the names of Minyo or Minya or whatever. One's good, one's bad. Well, depends how you look at it. One brings floods and a lot of rain, and the other one brings drought. We're going into the drought. We've had plenty of rain. I've had enough of it, but I'll be complaining soon. It's not dry enough. It's not wet enough. Anyway, viewers, hope you like what you've seen. Catch you next time.